This conference will now be recorded.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone. The time being 4:43, I'd like to call this meeting of July 24th of the Tilton Town Selectmen to order. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Start right in with the approval of the meeting minutes of July 10th. Everybody get a chance to review them?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That one was a little lengthy. So
Yep. Yeah, that one
next one,
was.
not so bad.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of July 10th as written. And a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Page 4 of 9, under where Mike Zatab brought up the discussion needed for the fiber, there was a whole lot more discussion than what was written here. A whole lot more discussion, and I'd like that to be part of that discussion. I'd like to go back over that. And it says a few of the selectmen were not aware of the problems. I'd like that to be elaborated on. That there was just a bit more meat in this discussion, if you would. It was very volatile. I think that it deserves to be
I agree with you,
written
because I
as
think in the end of this, with this conversation, there was no real determination that there actually was a problem with our communication.
That's correct. Yep.
Very good point. Thank you.
And I was one of the selectmen that didn't know about this. It wasn't made. So I was one of the ones.
I was unaware of any problems. Was anybody aware? So I think all of the selectmen should read.
Okay.
And also during that time, we also asked the chief if there were problems during that time as well. And I'd like his answer be put in there because he did answer us. So
Yep.
It's just a little bit more that needs to be put in there.
Okay. Good with that, Scott?
Yep.
Yep. Got that. Okay. All right. So the July meeting, July 10th. Want to just, I'll just withdraw my motion. And then we can just,
Or just not approve them.
or yeah,
Or
we
vote,
can just not
vote and
approve
say
them,
no.
that's fine.
And-
Yeah. All in favor? Any opposed?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right. So those will go back. And now we'll go to the meeting minutes of July 16th. This one was,
Those are what all our meeting minutes should look like.
no, then we'd never get anything done. I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of July 16th. Can I get a second?
Second.
And any discussion?
I don't have July 16th here. Yep.
You do have it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Yes. All right. Announcements. Anybody have anything they'd like to add?
Do you have any in front of
Should we
you?
announce?
I don't have any specific ones in front of me.
Should we announce the police gathering for, what is it, August 6th?
National Night Out.
National Night
yeah.
Out.
Didn't they give it a different name?
That I don't know. I don't have any of that.
And the chief will be here, but not for a little bit.
I think they
Actually,
called it,
you
because
know
they
what?
were at the
Wasn't
park
that
commission meeting.
in
And I
the-
thought
it was
that they
Email
were
saying
calling
that?
it
just in
something
an
different.
email.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
sent it.
quite an event.
I sent it. Yeah. And this year they're gonna do Tilton
Northfield and Salmon and Police are gonna do it
Yeah.
all together at one location instead of, usually it's 3 separate locations. So,
Whose report was that in?
And they're always looking for donations too, by the way.
Yep.
Because I asked the chief. Businesses and, yep.
I swear I just read it was in someone's.
it's in my
It
town,
is in your report,
town
right?
Is it,
admin report, yeah.
donations going to the chief or?
Chief, yep.
Yeah.
I can
So,
something.
so right here, so we do have an announcement. The annual National Night Out is scheduled for August 6th, 2025, which is Thursday. Yeah, right? Or is it Tuesday? Let me just double check.
August 6th.
Sounds like Thursday.
August 6th is a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So Wednesday, August 6th from 5 to 8 p.m. It'll be held at the ball field next to the Tilton Police Department on Sanborn Road. And the police from Tilton, Northfield, and Samerton will host the event together this year. Some of the highlights, there will be food, a car show, and a touch a truck event as well.
Also, tomorrow night, there's a movie in the park at Riverfront Park,
Okay, yep,
the Garfield movie. It's being put on by the police department as well.
great. Thank you.
At dusk.
Ah, we just
Do
announced it.
we,
So
do we
There's
also
the
want to
man.
make an announcement of what we just received information on right before the meeting?
if you,
Yeah?
yep,
So we received approval for the removal date of the Island Bridge project. The date right now of
It-
removal is August
19th,
19th,
correct.
2025. And we will be putting updates on the website. So stay tuned for that. And please follow on the Tilton Town's website.
Right.
With
And
updates.
I will do a press release, Mr. Chairman. So it'll go out to all the media. Mix 94.1. We'll put it on the website. We'll put it on the police alert page we intend on having a meeting hopefully next week, if not the week after, with all the players, DOT, police, everybody, and devising a traffic plan. So we can make sure that people are well aware that there's going to be some traffic congestion that day.
Yep.
And we want them to seek alternative routes. We will have the alternative routes. We'll have the towns of Northfield and Samberton at this meeting, or at least aware of the alternate route plan so we don't surprise them. And hopefully have all of the players. I would expect that the event is going to be well attended, and we're going to have to talk about with the chief about a staging area for observers or
Viewing
whatever.
area.
Yep.
So,
Okay, great.
You may
So-
want to also think about people that may wish to watch it from in the river in a kayak or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
As long as they don't go underneath when we're
Chief.
lifting
Get your dive team ready.
it.
Just saying.
Good time to ask for a police boat, chief.
Yeah, okay.
Inflatable.
That's you bring up a good point, John. We'll probably want to put some barriers out.
I would
In the
expect to
river
see
as well.
Ken Norton first in line.
Yeah.
At that event.
All right.
the water.
Any other announcements? Any updates? Nope. All right. So we're gonna move right along. So you are up.
Great. All right,
Tim?
so if I could direct your attention to my report underneath your finance tab. So the first item is regarding accepting electronic payments in the land use office. So we currently take electronic payments over the counter and online and for taxes, motor vehicles, and dogs. And we want to extend that to permit payments, application fees, and so forth in the land use office. And it'll help us in a number of different ways, first of all, people have been asking for this for some time, and it will also allow us to create invoices and send them along with the instructions of how to pay it. And so there's less confusion. Sometimes people try to figure out what they should pay and they send in a check and it's not the right amount. So this would sort of give us the opportunity to send out an invoice electronically and have them be able to pay that. So this is utilizing our existing vendor for electronic payments and all the other aspects of this. I've spoken to the land use coordinator and also the treasurer, and we're prepared to move forward with it. We may have to work out some issues of which types of payments we would extend this to, but we'd probably start small and expand it from there. But at least we'd get a start on it up here. So what I would like, if the board's in agreement, that we'd have a motion to approve electronic payments in the land use office and to authorize me to complete the paperwork to affect that with our existing vendor.
What's the fee to the customer?
It's the same as downstairs. It's a small percentage on most items. They can use an e-check for, I think, 95 cents, but otherwise it's a percentage based on which card they're using. And they're
What's the
different
cost to the town?
percentages. There's no additional cost to the town.
Is there a fee for equipment to process it?
No, we wouldn't be using any equipment to start. We'd be sending invoices and either with a barcode or a link to be able to pay. Alternatively, we could establish part of a portal. I think it's less likely we would do that because the volume, there wouldn't be that much volume to be able to justify that. But otherwise, a barcode scan on the invoice that they can snap a picture of and then QR code, kind of thing, and then be able to pay it from there.
Okay. I'll make a motion to utilize the electronic payments and land use office and utilizing the ability to use credit cards and e-checks.
And if you could allow me to complete whatever paperwork's necessary to do that.
And to complete any paperwork necessary.
Yep.
Second that, Scanlon.
Any discussion?
Do we have a way of, can we make sure we make people aware that there's a fee? I remember when we started downstairs, Cindy's had a lot of unhappy people because they didn't expect
A fee.
the
It's
fee.
very much in your face, up front and present. You know before you proceed forward that there's a fee associated with it. It's very
Okay.
clear. Yep. That was a problem in the very beginning, but it's well established. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Abstain.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So another item that came up that is not on my report, but I will be bringing forward is related to a contract with a local kennel for animal control. So I'll have that for you for your next meeting. I spoke to, the board had asked me to look into that some time ago, and I've just been incredibly tied up with this grant. And so anyway, I want to get back on that. We did have an occurrence come up where there was a question about where a dog would go. So I want to make sure we get that back in place. And I'll be getting that to you at your next meeting. It should be I've discussed with the kennel the pricing. It'll be the exact same structure that we used with Franklin, with the Franklin people. So in any event, moving on, the revenue and expense for the first half. So now that really everything is in and caught up, what we're looking at is we were right just over the 50% mark on expenditures that we looked at the last meeting. And that's about right. Last year we were just under 50% by mid-year. And this year we're just slightly over. I'm not concerned about that for the expense side. Revenues always lag mid-year. And this is no different than any other year. So we're at about 40% year to date on revenues. And that's like I said, not out of the ordinary. Usually the fourth quarter is our big quarter, particularly for motor vehicles. For some reason, there's a big amount of birthdays, I guess, at the end of the year in Tilton. So December is always a huge month for us. And so far, as far as I can tell, we're looking on track. We will be seeing some additional unexpected revenues. The Concord Regional Solid Waste group, they are getting ready to sell the recycling property. There's been a company that's had a $10,000 a month option on that property for some time, and they've let the cooperative know that they want to go ahead and execute that now and purchase it. So Tilton's share is just under $59,000, and that should be happening this year. So that'll be unexpected revenue. That'll certainly help. And then the other item is that just in terms of where we are with things, the revolving fund that we set up for Public Works, looking at what we're going to need in a warrant article next year of, roughly 60,000 less whatever we've collected. So we have currently $10,579 in the revolving fund from DPW revenues. So we'll be able to see a $50,000 or less warrant article come next year. So if you recall how that whole plan was to offset the 60,000 a year, we're in good shape. Outside of that, we currently have 3 open positions: 1 patrol officer, 1 truck driver laborer, and 1 truck driver light equipment operator. Outside of that, you have all the reports in terms of where we are year to date. I will just point out that that land use fees, building permits are almost at 100% for the entire year by half year. So it's really remarkable the activity that's been there. And you might think that that's due to one particular project that is a big project in town. There's hardly anything in that number for that project. So this is a culmination of all sorts of other things that are taking place. So they will be self-sustaining this year by the end of the year. There's no question in my mind. Outside of that, looking at our history and where we are at this point in the year, keeping in mind this is as of June 30th, this is all very typical. Some of these things are one time a year payments that we receive, so it really skews the percentage during the year. Outside of that, unless you have any questions on the expenditures or revenues, I just would like to point out one thing on the second page of my report, and the rest of it you certainly have if you want to read and review. But the discussion that we had with the fire chief regarding Shed Road Tower and fiber for the new hotel. So in talking with him further, with the fire chief, it became evident that in his view, we're being subsidized our electricity for that tower in Northfield currently by the fire district. And so I suggested that if anything, the right way to handle this would be that we would pay our fair share of the electricity that we're using for the PD's repeater on Shed Road, which even if we considered that 50%, which is just the fire and us up there right now, that'd be about $90 a month based on their last electric bill. So as opposed to our taking on $250 or $280 of fiber access. And so in my way of looking at it, that's much more fair. We're paying our fair share for what we're using at that tower, and yet the fire district should be budgeting for and paying for the fiber for the overall communications that are shared by both the towns and the fire district. So I just wanted to point that out. That's number 3 on the second page. And outside of that, I will want to review a policy on capital assets. The last time it was approved was several years ago. There's a copy of it in your binders. I think the last time it was signed by the board was in '21, and we still have a majority of people that signed that back then, but considering this is a new board, I'd like to have it re-reviewed and approved. So that's it for me, unless you have any questions for me.
Where are we with the water district in Academy Street?
Well, we contact them. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scott.
Yeah.
And we get no answers back. So there's been really no communication from them whatsoever.
We, if I might, Mr. Chairman, just to answer Selectman Dawson's question, we also, I have took the initiative to contact the property owner as a condition or as part of doing the project. We're going to have to move the electricity, the poles. So I chased down the owner of 31 Academy Street, found him, a very nice man who said, you do whatever you need to do to improve the street, including and not limited to, we're going to have to trim some of his trees, temporarily set a pole on his property, and then subsequently, when we're done, move it back to the site where it's currently at. So that has all been done and reported to Eversource and to our engineers and to the water company. But there's been no further response from them I asked John Chase, the superintendent, to get his commissioners a time. They would like to sit with this board and discuss this project and I guess the easement. And I have not heard back. They did have a meeting. I expected to hear something last week. I have not. My thought process is if I didn't hear anything for this meeting is that next week, reach out again, ask him. Our engineers would like to get the RFP done for this and at least get moving in the right direction so that we're not out there in the middle of December trying to do this in a snowstorm.
And I'd have to say the last interaction I had was when the water district's attorney called me regarding the agreement, and over the page and a half that we were seeking to strike out of that. And we had a back and forth over that, and she agreed with the final edit to the point where she was going to recommend it to the commissioners. But we've heard nothing since from them. And I know the board still needs to pass muster on that as well. But that was probably over a month ago at this point. So
That's
it's been-
ridiculous.
It is,
Like-
yeah.
Can we show up?
Is
at
this
their
like
meeting?
normal? Like,
How long have we had the road dead ended? Not
That's
sure.
been, that was
put it off.
May of last year. Actually, that's when we did it.
But we had,
No, it's been longer than that.
Been two-
Well-
I thought it was 2 years.
Well,
It's
when,
been at least 2 years.
well,
That it's been dead ended? Oh,
we had
yeah.
it one lane for a
we
while.
had
We had
one
one
lane,
lane for a while and then we dead ended.
we had
Yeah.
one lane for a while.
Well, it was only one lane for like a couple of months and then we
Dead ended.
dead ended
It-
it. Yeah.
It was when I first started as interim. It was May of last year when we put the blocks up, blocking the road.
I just don't understand why you can't just make a decision. Like,
They want us to repair their wall. They want to profit from this. And I
so
don't
have a
blame them.
conversation with us about it. Like, they're clearly avoiding it. as far as.
Why
I'm
don't we
concerned.
just leave the road dead-ended and not fix it? No one has, how many complaints have you had that the road is not a through road?
Not a lot.
I've had quite a few, but
When it was initially closed,
Right.
we had some.
But since then,
The biggest issue is that they were complaining that the road was going to collapse into their building.
Yeah.
So,
They still are.
yeah, but
but your engineering report shows no evidence of that.
correct.
Correct.
Why spend, was it 400,000 to fix
And change.
this road
Mm.
that we've had blocked off for a year, and here we are still hanging.
so what happens if the road does, some of the rocks wash out and hit their building?
Well, right now it would be their fault because they're the ones that are holding us up.
But we could put, so they sell concrete blocks. Dawson's Concrete sells them. They're decorative. Henniker Ready Mix sells them. They're less expensive. They're not decorative. They're bigger. Just put a couple of blocks against the wall and nothing's going to come out because the blocks are there. And they're heavy blocks. Henniker's are very heavy blocks because they're bigger. I would have Kevin look at it.
We went through the exact same thing with Kevin for, I think, 2 years.
Yeah.
Kevin wanted
2
to
years.
replace
And
the
we had a
wall.
whole plan and everything with Kevin, but they wouldn't approve it. So that went on
Because
for
it was
2 years
Kevin.
before this
Right.
That's right.
series went on.
They wanted to be protected by
That's where the agreement came up.
an yeah.
Mhm.
So
So if we simply put blocks there, it will keep any rocks that are going to come out from hitting the building.
or could we send them a letter saying, we have attempted since such and such a date to work with you to replace this wall and had numerous, no responses from you or that, and we cannot be held liable. Or, so, I'm talking about something like that, that says, we're trying our best, but you're not allowing us to do it, so
From
don't
this day
blame us.
forward, we're not liable.
Well, like I said, I'd have Kevin look at it to see if he can come up with a solution to the questions that were asked here. Keep the road dead ended. It gives people that live on the street more parking. But
It just,
and then create a letter that says, under the circumstances, since we haven't been able to work out an agreement with you, we're not going to repair the wall, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they won't at least have some communication. Like, if they're against it, then tell us.
this has been 4 or 5 years of this.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Because Kevin had actually
A
the
plan.
same plan
Yep.
Yep.
that he was going to use and
He
do
did.
the blocks.
Yep.
And set it
Almost
all up.
identical plan as the engineers came up with.
Except it was a couple $100,000 cheaper.
63,000.
It was, the total was 63,000 at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost identical
yep.
Yeah.
to the engineers.
We're now at 400 and change.
These
Kevin-
blocks are interlocking.
Yep.
They're not just concrete, flat tops that sit in each other. They interlock.
Mr. Chairman, Kevin is going to be coming to the meeting tonight here to drop his son off at work, and he may be a little bit late, but I think he's going to want to discuss this with the board too. He's got a number of projects. Me, him, and Tim met this week, and we went over all of our projects in Tilton.
Well, I think, do we want to send the commission a letter from we're
I think we
attempting
need
to
to
have
figure out which
conversation?
way we're going to go first.
I honestly think you ought to hear from Kevin. Kevin has a
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
And I think I told the board this, we did something very similar in the town of Andover. Kevin did it with the Public Works crew and saved us large sum of money.
I guess
and
the
it's worked
question is,
perfect.
are they going to allow the easement for us to do that work? Because what we're going to have to do is put the blocks on.
Well,
On their-
if they don't,
Band-Aid.
they're not going to get the wall fixed.
Speaking of the devil.
Yeah.
We saved the residents
This agenda.
tons of
Yeah.
money on the bridge.
Well-
Let's save the money on this.
All right.
He's your
Okay,
next
that-
victim.
Well, let's-
today.
That's all I had.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, Tim. And you said you had to take off, right? Did you?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right. Does anybody have anything else they want to ask Tim? He's got to head out. No?
Great.
All right.
All right, thanks. And we started the
Thank you.
budget process internally, so we'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
saying more about that soon.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank
I
you.
know.
Have a good night.
I'm around, Tim, tomorrow if you need me.
All right. So next is, you are up, Kevin. Public Works Director, Duval, you are up.
What's that? It's okay.
Hi there.
Hello.
So my first couple of weeks hit the ground running. So a lot to do. I've made a list already of things I'd like to tackle. Let me step back a minute. I took it easy on the crew the first couple of weeks just to kind of give a nice transition. Seems to be going okay. So everything with the crew is going well. I just wanted to get that out there. I've started a list of projects that I've always had a list of projects that we either have for the future or things that we want to tackle right away. It's an ongoing list. I take some off, I put some on, and it continues throughout the year. It helps me track progress within the department, things like that. So when I got back, there's a couple of things that I noticed that hasn't been done yet. But the biggest thing that I noticed was all of the equipment for the department is now being stored inside the building. I have a huge concern with that because if we have a fire in the building, we lose all of our equipment. Everything is gone. And partly the reason for that is we took our dry storage area and we made it into our recycle facility, which is where we store our aluminum cans and cardboard and things like that. The plan was to move the impound yard, the police impound yard, to the police station, and that area at the DPW was going to be my dry storage, my pole barn, to store the sanders and all the equipment that we have, the generator, the chipper, things like that. All the things that are now being stored in the shop. So I thought that the first project that I should tackle is getting that PD impound lot to the police station. And I have everybody was curious of how I was going to tackle that. So I put together a little plan to show how I was going to tackle those.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
I did speak with the chief earlier about this project and he's in favor of going forward with it. So I put together a parts list. The second page is a roller system that I want to use for the gate. And the reason for the roller system is so that we can utilize the entire space within the impound yard. Because right now we just have two gates that open and it's really hard to jockey the cars and utilize every bit of space in there. With these doors being able to roll open, you can now access the entire lot and it makes it easier for the officers and the tow truck drivers needing to access the thing as well. I brought a visual aid to show you how I'm planning on using the existing fence at the new location. Okay. So right now the existing pipe, the existing posts are in concrete, so we can't relocate those. So my plan is to flush cut those posts. And this is, imagine that's your sonotube, that's the concrete, and we stuff, whether it be our existing pipe that we have, and we just, and we drill and pin it that way. And we can use the existing. Cuts down on cost.
Dunk. We need to clone this brain.
Where's the impound yard gonna go at the PD? Oh, it is already there? Out in the back?
The concrete pad was installed year and a half, 2 years ago. It was one of the last
Okay,
projects that I was a part of.
Perfect. Is the fencing already up too?
No, all the fencing and the posts and the framework is still at the DPW.
Okay.
And we had planned this to utilize that equipment
Yeah.
at the PD.
Yeah.
It just needs to be completed now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. I've spoken with Tim about surveillance cameras, and he has a plan for getting surveillance and lighting out there.
Yep.
There's already conduit in the ground to utilize. So it really is a fairly simple project to complete.
You definitely need that.
Yeah. I should share that with you too.
Wait, no,
How high is the fencing gonna be in your impound yard?
The exact existing.
Yeah, it's 6 feet. It's 6 feet with a barbed wire rim around the top edge.
now, whose money does this come out of? Does it come out of DPW or does it come out of PD?
That's PD's impound lot.
Right.
We
Yeah.
stumped them. They both looked at each other like.
They did,
wow.
yeah.
Gonna come out of the selectmen's budget.
So my thought,
Somewhere.
Pat, is that I would meet them halfway.
Yeah.
Since it helps the DPW
Yeah,
accessing that property. And obviously it'll help him because then he doesn't have to go to the DPW to mess with the vehicles or.
now that's
or-
teamwork. I like that.
So,
All right.
That's a great idea.
We've got some monies that we can utilize. That's not a very big amount, as you can see, if we need to.
Yeah. That's good. It'll be nice to have the impound yard at the PD. Yeah. Yeah. That will definitely save time.
Good job.
okay.
Like it.
So am I clear to proceed or?
Yeah.
I don't have any questions.
Consensus?
Yep.
I'm
It's a
good.
good plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
I think
plan.
it's
Excellent
important.
plan.
It's important to have that.
Great plan.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
definitely.
It's about a third of what we would have to pay for hiring a fence company, which is where we were at next to come up and do it, because it wasn't thought originally that we could do this. So we're saving about 2/3 of this cost.
All right. Proceed.
Okay. The second project that I would like to tackle is there was a gentleman that built parking signs for the town a few years ago and donated them to the town. And they are still located at the DPW garage. I would like to proceed with that project as well, only because I feel like it's an unfinished project that should be completed. In this packet that I'm going to hand out has the map of the locations that are recommended for the signs, but obviously I would like the select board to have input on these locations because you know best where we should put these signs. And it's important to make it right the first time because there's a lot of work involved with getting these signs installed with the base and in the line of sight and things like that. So I'm going to hand out this packet as well.
It was Vince Parentori that donated these signs to the
Yeah.
town.
And
Yeah,
nice
you were
signs.
talking about that at the last
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah, Territories have always been very generous with the town.
They're very nice looking signs too.
Yeah, they are.
They do a lot with Riverfront Park. Thank you, sir.
So what I'd like to do is, obviously I just handed out some information. Maybe over the next couple of weeks, you could put some thought into these locations. Maybe we could set up a day where we could do a walk through town and actually take some paint and say, okay, this is where we want one. This is where we want one. And that way there we can proceed. It's possible that we won't use all of them, but I definitely would like to get some out there before the snow flies this year.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, and I don't remember if that's try on or rescue. As you, from Main Street, as you face the Congregational Church to the left.
Yes, that's one way. So that's,
Yeah, I presume
exit
that
only.
sign would be pointing out back, but
Yeah,
yet
but that's
that
not-
road
no.
is one way.
Yes, so that sign would not, that location, that's perfect. That location
Yeah,
would not be
those two.
utilized.
Okay.
That's a one-way, so let's cross that one.
Yes, exactly.
And we have one down at, we do have one at Mechanic Street.
But isn't this Sano's property down here in the corner, way down in the left-hand corner?
Not that back, not those back lots, right?
Yep,
Part of it, right?
yes. The back lot.
Oh,
We just had Dave Krause's.
Yeah. Do you have a copy of that?
Yeah,
That back lot?
yeah.
the one that Dave Krause had. That
We
had this
lost
whole
those
area.
parking spaces because of that.
That's
So
right.
to put that sign up there would be,
Yeah, we'd have to, that's why I think Kevin's idea was good to maybe walk it and make
Yeah.
sure.
so that would be an X in that one right there.
Yeah.
We lost that one right there. Yep.
Yep.
On the far left, up in the top corner, is that Archway's property?
No,
No.
that's ours.
That's ours?
We
Okay.
own the parking lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Their
right.
parking is out back
Their
of the
parking.
building.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. All right. Do we know how many parking spots total? I thought you had a list of, I was just curious what the number.
Might have lost some.
We do somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's on a,
Yeah.
on the fire department too.
Fire department. Yeah.
They have much larger lot.
At least.
I think we lost
Four, and it
6.
was 8 now, I think. 10?
No, wasn't that many. No,
While we're talking about these signs,
Yes.
where are we at with the crosswalk signs?
That's next on his list.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's,
Perfect.
it's
You're
coming.
you're
sir.
jumping ahead of him, Mr. Chairman.
I was just thinking of signs, and I'm like, well, maybe we could coincide because then
Mhm.
we may lose parking spaces with that because we had a discussion about that.
Mhm.
I hate losing these parking spaces.
You did notice,
Cross that
Mr.
off
Chairman,
my
my,
list.
Mr. Chairman, the board did notice my report is literally one page
Yeah, I did.
tonight.
Thank
This
God.
I thought you were going to say one paragraph.
No.
So
No.
it would be good to get
That
together
would
with
be
you
fine.
at least to identify the ones that we're sure of.
Yes, that would be very
Yeah.
helpful.
And then the other ones we'll
Could do that.
have to work at.
So maybe one of our selectmen meetings, we could do a mobile walk of the property area.
You want me to go out there and walk?
Well,
Sure, no
I'll-
problem. Let's do it.
okay.
Okay.
I'll bring
Jen?
my cane.
I'm just making a suggestion.
Okay.
Maybe we got
I know who you're married to.
a golf cart.
I got a four-wheeler you can
Rick
use.
Shaw.
I
think
can
We'll,
walk.
we'll figure out a way to
I
do
can
it.
walk. I'm
I
very
was just
capable
thinking
of
maybe,
walking.
Or I could put together locations, bring them to the next meeting, and then have you decide from there if you'd like.
Yeah.
I can come forward with specific locations.
I mean, I don't mind walking around.
Some
with
of
you.
us can, and then,
Yeah.
take some pictures of that.
Okay.
And work on it.
I
Perfect.
think most of these are pretty spot on.
Yeah, I was.
Yep, I think
The
so
only one I
too.
was thinking is that the parking lot by Tilton House is one sign in the middle.
Mm.
But if we're really going to warn people coming east and west, we'd have two signs, one at both entrances.
Mhm.
So for people coming east,
Mhm.
they'd see that, and people headed west, they'd see it before
Mhm.
they passed the entrance.
Entrance.
Just a thought. Maybe that's too many signs. But I think the rest of them are pretty spot on, except the ones that we've noted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So why don't a couple of us can get together with you,
Okay.
Kevin, so we can
Mhm.
go out and just take some pictures at least.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Plan
mind
something
laying
for
out.
next week.
Next week.
I can reach out via email and
Yeah, we could.
coordinate.
I could probably do it next week.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Soon, John
Yeah.
Scanlon, you'll be retired. So you'll have all kinds of time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
It's already getting booked, huh?
So, okay. So from there, I will segue into the crosswalk signs. I was forwarded the information from Scott, and I am going to be working on making them compliant with the DOT specs so that we can install them. There are some adjustments that need to be made to these signs. I am currently researching. So I don't have any specifics yet on how much it's going to cost per sign, but I will be
You do
getting that
that?
information.
I had originally got from DOT that it was about 150 a sign.
Mm.
And then Shane went back to the company, and the company gave us a price of like $1,500
Oh no.
per sign.
Yeah, that's not.
So I think Kevin's idea is very good, and we can go back. I think it's going to be relatively inexpensive. And I was going to ask, Kevin and I did mention Riverfront Park, whether or not we want to put a crosswalk in there and put one there as well. So that would be up
We've
for
asked
discussion.
DOT for years, even when we were building it in 2005,
Yeah.
to put a crosswalk there, and they've said no, no, and no, and no, and no.
Why?
Well, DOT, so their mindset last time I talked to them, which was probably 10 years ago, was that crosswalks give pedestrians a false sense of security.
All crosswalks do,
So, but yet
regardless.
we have pedestrians that cross the street. Why not give them as much protection as possible? My question is, last I heard, DOT had said, no, we can't put them at our crosswalk by Tilton House, where we've had some incidences,
Mhm.
Correct.
whether they're retrofitted or not.
Correct.
Absolutely not. They won't let us put them out here. Absolutely not.
Only because we're going to lose two. If we do, we'll lose 2 parking spaces per sign per crosswalk. So it would be 4 losses out here,
Yeah.
4 losses at
Tilton House?
Ideal Hall.
Oh, I
Ideal
don't know.
Hall.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they don't recognize because of sight distance, the Tilton,
Too close to the intersection.
correct. Yeah. Yeah. That's the,
Regardless of the fact that it exists and has been there for decades. But, so my question is, if they're not letting us put them on Route 3, although I'm thinking, have they said no to putting them for the island?
no, yes for the island, we can do them. Yes for 380 West Main Street, and yes for the high school. Because those do have sight distance as long as the lights are brought to spec and they're mounted correctly. And Kevin has all of that information. DOT gave me the specs.
And we have 8 of them, basically 4 sets.
Correct.
That's
What,
correct.
what were the places? the 380 West Main,
380 West Main,
the Island.
Winnisquam High School, and the island, Cumberland Farms Crossing.
And how many signs do we have again? 6?
8,
8.
4 sets.
Okay.
Okay, so my question was going to be, if we can't put them on Route 3, we don't need to retrofit them because we'd be putting them on our streets.
Correct. That's correct. We can
But
do
you're going
that.
to find a way to do it less expensive.
Yes,
So that's redundant. Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
It would be nice to have one,
Yes.
at least at the Island and the high school, at the very least.
Tilton House is the dangerous spot.
I know.
It's dangerous.
I know it is.
And even if you did away with the crosswalk, people still cross there
Yes,
they
they
all-
do.
because they park in that parking lot in the evening when the business is closed.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
Crazy. But anyway, okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
I digress.
We should put them up anyway.
See how long it takes to notice them.
Okay, so the other project that I was made aware of is the hand railing that is located near the Black Swan, where there was a car accident, I believe. And I have reached out to a metal fabricator, and I'm meeting with him tomorrow to have him give me an estimate on replacing that hand railing. But I'm also looking into the price for the raw materials and just having us do it in-house as well. I don't know if Catherine, John, or Pat remember me repairing the fence at Civil War Monument. So obviously that is a skill that I have, and if we can do it in-house, then obviously we would benefit from that. We have the generator, we have the mobile welder, we have the capabilities, the tools to actually do it ourselves. So I'm looking at both options.
I have another question about that.
Okay.
Sorry. If you look over there, which I have done a couple days this week, that railing obviously was put up because that end of the Black Swan property drops off, but then it comes back up to ground level by the parking lot. Why do we need to replace the railing at the parking lot area? Couldn't we take what is left and use that to put it where it drops off, which is where it's necessary and may come 3 or 4 feet and maybe make a little tiny turn or whatever to keep people from falling off the sidewalk there? But why do we need to put a railing up where it's level? Nobody's going to fall off the sidewalk.
That's a good question. Yeah,
I don't think you need it.
yeah, I don't,
Makes it easier to plow without it too.
yeah, it would make it easier to plow.
Yeah. I mean,
If it's not needed for the elevation factor, then
Nope.
we could shorten it up, and then whatever's existing, we could just shore it up and make it look nice.
just take the rest away.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Yeah, it's worth looking at.
Be cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't be buying any materials.
Um,
Well, it's all be covered through the accident.
Excuse me?
That would all be covered through the accident.
The
Yeah,
cost.
but, revenue, not spend it.
If it was an EWI, the person should spend it on the fence if they broke.
Damage.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be work done there and repairs done regardless, so no matter how we do it.
Okay, so the last project that I was made aware of is well, not the last project, but for this week anyway.
I think that's a shot at me.
The floor at the senior center. I was given the estimates for the flooring today. I reviewed them. They are quite costly. But the issue with the moisture coming up from the crawl space, I had thought that, because right now it's just fiberglass insulation that isn't faced, so there's a lot of moisture that's getting up through that and into the flooring. So my thought was to have spray foam insulation installed. It creates a barrier and it has the insulation factor all in one. I had met with Pat and agreed that I would reach out to some contractors and see how much that would cost. I have a meeting with one of the contractors tomorrow. The company's name is WeatherTight Spray Foam, and they're out of Laconia. I'm meeting with him tomorrow. And the other one is Precision Applications. They're out of Concord, and I'm meeting with him next week. So I'll be able to get some information on that and the cost on that as well. I think that would be the most effective and efficient way to seal the crawl space, the subfloor, and stop it from happening in the future. It is definitely a moisture situation that's causing those stick-on tiles to lift and fail.
So I've been working with you for a
Yep.
while, and these things have crawled down there a bunch of
Yeah.
times. The drain for
Mhm.
the condensate from that air conditioner drains completely underneath there, and that's for the whole building air conditioning,
Okay.
and it's pouring water out under there.
Mhm.
Besides that, everything is really dry. Even I noticed the wood and everything you put in is
Mhm.
it's well supported,
Mhm.
and even the wood is bone dry.
Okay.
So what I believe is happening, and from looking at it, that it's coming from above, that the tiles are actually not getting a really good waxed seal. And that's why individual ones are popping up, because it's getting through the seams under the tile,
Oh, wow.
and that's popping it up. I would recommend that,
Mhm.
that they get properly glued down,
Mhm.
re-glued, and put a heavy duty commercial wax on that, and not just, because if it's kept immaculately clean, but it's never really got a good heavy wax that you would see anywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's soaking from the top down.
Has there been a
We have a professional person that does a wax 2 times a year.
Well, what type of wax?
I don't know, I've never asked them.
So if you go down there and take a look, it's not a real good heavy sealer on it. It's not coming from below. The water is coming from above. So that's,
Okay.
you know,
So would you like me to not pursue the spray foam insulation?
the
Or?
problem is if
No,
you
I
spray,
think that needs to be done anyway.
no, if you
Well-
seal wood with the heated side up, you're actually creating a layer where you're trapping the water and rotting the wood. So that needs ventilation and just block the other. You should have a good airflow through there and and allow the moisture from the heated side to get through and dry out. So,
Is it adequately insulated for the winter cold?
yes, some's fallen down. A couple
Yeah.
of the picks have to get put back in. There's probably just a few.
Yeah, I noticed when I was there, I noticed some of that insulation is falling and it needs to be redone.
But it's not too bad because you just push it up and, they put the wire pick.
And
do it.
Can you extend that drain?
The,
Yeah,
After
yeah,
building?
just, I'm not sure the size of that pipe.
Mhm.
I took pictures of it. You
Mhm.
might have seen it.
Yeah, I
It's a
saw the
black pipe.
pictures. Yeah.
And if that can get to the outside,
Mhm.
and then you won't
That'll
have it,
help.
or put a condensate pump in that room and drain it to another location.
and the space that you crawl through, is that tight enough to be insulating for that crawl space in the winter? Or do we need to put something in there better? Last time I was there was probably 20 years ago, and it was just kind of like vents.
So the piece of wood, it's pretty beat up. It probably could use a new built one, but you do not want to purchase a window or, an insulated window or door, because then you can't crawl through it. And just blocking it up a little bit by rebuilding that is pretty straightforward. I got under there, how many years ago? 3 years ago? And used some spray foam on some of the peeled stone.
Mhm.
And there's a few places you can see a little bit of light still.
Yeah.
But since then, it has never frozen again. It was freezing every year
Right.
and was costing like $600 a year. So that's working good. And maybe in the summer can put some screens to keep the air. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
a lot of if you ever look at your air conditioners out here, how much water comes out of them,
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot.
The gentleman I spoke to today from Precision, he didn't mention anything about the vapor barrier being an issue for the flooring, so I'll have to call him back and ask the questions. He did give me some pretty good information about the moisture content in that space needs to be 18% or less to start, because they don't want to cover wet surfaces with the spray foam. But I can do some further research and come back.
That floor is only 5 years old.
If if it's getting washed or daily, because they keep it really clean, and if you don't have a good wax sealing it, gets in there, and those tiles they use, any tiles would come up.
Okay. I'll do some more research into
Yeah.
that, and then I'll
I know
bring the
they use
information to the next
unfaced,
meeting.
And then typically they'll use unfaced so that you have air so it doesn't trap water
Mhm.
to the floor. But then on the ground, as long as you're not having stuff dripping through,
Mhm.
you put plastic down so the moisture doesn't come up through. And a lot of that plastic is, and I'm partially at fault for trying to climb through those broken
Well,
glass.
I guess I'm confused because when you're building a house, you have the insulation in the walls and it's faced to create the vapor barrier. And then on the outside of the house, you have the wrap that's also a vapor barrier. So you're making a sandwich of vapor barrier, correct?
So they make the outside one to breathe. All insulation needs to breathe on one side, and you always put the vapor barrier towards the heated side.
Mhm.
Like even with attics, if you do those, that's why they vent it.
Mhm.
They put proper vents in there and
Sure.
then insulate it. Or in your attic, you don't use any face stuff, because if you put face down, then you'd be trapping your moisture in your house,
Mhm.
and that's how you get rot, black mold.
Okay, like I'll talk to the insulation guys again and make sure that I ask all the questions
Yeah.
and get some more information before we proceed.
We only have one quote that you saw from one
I thought-
company.
I thought that was two different numbers.
Two different numbers, you're correct, but we have another company, we have
Oh,
Lowe's
okay.
that we're waiting on.
Okay. So the difference, the two different types of flooring that was going to be installed?
Correct.
Okay. So there's another estimate we're waiting on.
Lowe's, correct,
Okay.
right. I'll call tomorrow.
Okay.
So
I
with
will-
the flooring, I know you spoke of putting like those planks and stuff like that. The problem is that those are made, they're floating, and the seams are not waterproof. And in a kitchen, you need a solid surface, almost as if you're in a shower stall. You have to have a solid surface. Every crack, water will seep underneath. That would be, an issue. You want to have wall-to-wall solid seal.
So I have a question. Since that is basically a commercial kitchen because it
Mhm.
provides food for residents,
Right,
is there something on the state level that requires us to
no, you can have it,
construct that a certain way?
no, you can have that in
Okay.
the commercial kitchen.
Okay.
I asked that question.
Okay. So that's pretty much all I have.
Great. How about,
It's not all that I'm working on, but that's all I have for tonight. I didn't want
one thing I brought to Scott's
Mhm.
attention before was the speed limit sign on Main Street.
to. Okay.
It's like right out here. It reduces to 20.
20.
But by the time, if you took your foot off the gas at going to 30
Mm.
here, you wouldn't slow down to the 20 till you're down here.
Exactly.
So that sign,
Moving it back.
and you can't see it. I never even knew it was there until I was looking for one. So if you're approaching from that side into town, that sign should be, my thought, moved back about 50 to 100 yards in a
Right.
place where anybody coming from will see it, because you've seen how fast people.
Yes.
That's not our sign though, that's New Hampshire
Yeah,
DOT's.
but we need to discuss that. with
That's
them,
what I-
because we have accidents and.
Oh, I agree with
sidewalks
you,
and
but
crosswalks.
I don't think Kevin should move it.
Right.
But Kevin might know.
I
'cause
could
he's
reach out
talking
to, I could reach out to DOT, District 3 and ask some questions to see if we can have it adjusted.
Yeah, you know the son talking.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Dana, the assistant engineer, I've had this conversation with him, Kevin. I don't think he's opposed to it, so.
Okay.
I have two things. First one,
25, right?
Academy Street. We had a conversation before you came up to talk about Academy Street and what's been going on.
Mhm.
Trying to get that thing, figured out what we're going to do.
Mhm.
Do we want Kevin to go down with Scott? Take a look at it?
So we
What
talked
avail?
about two different things.
Okay.
Yeah,
We talked
Yeah.
about, you had originally came up with basically exactly what the engineer is proposing now,
Wow. Okay.
only it's a fraction of the cost.
Mhm.
I suggested we just leave it closed and to prevent, and I don't know if this would work, but, so you can look at it, but I suggested taking concrete precast blocks, like Dawson's Concrete sells or Henniker Ready Mix sells. Henniker sells a bigger block, less expensive. Just put those there to prevent rocks from rolling out.
and then forgetting about the road. I'm not in
Just-
favor of that, though. I want the road done.
In front of the wall on the water department's
Yeah.
property.
But,
I would
so
like
those
the
are the
road done,
two
too.
thoughts that we had. So I think if you could look at both back to us,
Sure.
then we can make a decision then.
So
We could bring in some cofferdam material and drive cofferdam in front of it and set it, forget it for years too. I mean, we've got, at least then you have a surface you could paint, right? Make it look nice.
So with that, while that's going on, we also had discussion at previous meeting quite a while ago. We got a request from the ground maintenance of the Tilton School for a speed bump.
Okay.
So we haven't revisited that in quite a while. And
I thought we said yes to.
we did, but I kind of want to bring it forward because the fall sports are going to be starting up soon. So that some of the kids are going to start coming back and practicing.
Well, once we
then-
said yes, then it's just up to the chief and DPW to get out there and put it in.
Sounds
Right,
like it didn't
but-
get done.
But we also talked about different kinds. One that would be removable, one that would be plowable. So I'm just kind of curious. I only bring this up because I was thinking about getting it done before school opens. That's all. Especially where we're hung up still with this Academy Street stuff. So we don't have any answers on that.
Mr. Chairman, part of this was it was spearheaded by the facilities manager at
Right.
Tilton School. He has quit. He's gone, and I am waiting for his replacement. But I've talked to the chief about it, and I have not talked to Kevin because I was
Whether
waiting.
he's gone or not,
Okay,
it's our road.
well, okay, yeah,
Okay.
if you want to move
It's
forward.
definitely something that needs to be done.
Okay.
I mean, I know
Yep.
because I see it specifically.
Because he knows I travel it.
Right.
I do know that Fred, the previous facilities director
Yeah.
who retired prior to the gentleman who just left, is
Yeah.
back helping them
Oh,
until
yeah.
somebody comes on. board.
Okay, okay, I'll reach out
Oh,
to
just for a little bit.
Good.
I'll reach out to Fred, but we can get that set up and I was going to ask that, well, the previous DPW director and I had some conversation about where it would go, but I believe,
We're going to leave
I'd
that
like
up to
some
the police
input, the chief
and the public works.
and Kevin to do it. and I can reach out to Fred and get it underway. The type was,
We did, and I think that was part of the discussion. We were going to approve it. We want to do it, but there was a conversation, actually, I think it was Catherine that brought up, or John brought up the possibility of how much would it cost to do one where you just leave it in there and it's just you plow over it.
I think they call them, speed humps?
Yeah, something like
Where you have like a 6-foot section.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I'm just, because if
Concord
It
Hospital
works
has
in the
them, yeah.
winter time.
Yes.
I'm only asking because school's going to be starting
Mhm.
in not too near future. I mean, so I just thought that maybe we'd try
So my initial thought is to keep it simple and keep it the same as what we already have, which is those removable ones.
Yep.
They're $750 about, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't had to buy one for a while. We didn't have those in the woods. But I could research that.
Well, we have
Yeah.
them all over the tree street. We've ordered them, so.
Go forward and build.
there may be some left it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
for
even better if we
There
have
might
some
be-
left over.
Well, you know what? I've been
Paving,
finding
that's a
some
bunch of
stuff.
Brussels for those streets.
If you have one
On
left
DBW.
over,
We could just install.
there we
it. So
go.
let me-
Then we don't have to pay for one.
I wrote it down, so I'll
right.
check out the
Thank you.
DBW area and then get back.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Thank you.
Done.
I'm good. I don't have anything else.
I have a very quick question. It's
Shoot.
either a yes or a no.
Okay.
You talked about watering the flowers on Main Street River. Are you watering the ones in the trough and the monument?
Yes,
Are they?
yes, daily. Daily. I'm watching.
Well-
I see them.
If it's been a thunderstorm in the evening or the night before, they don't
They
water them
don't
the
water
next
them,
morning.
right.
But I will correct that, Catherine.
It depends on how much rain. I mean, if you have a day of a nice soaking rain, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But a thunderstorm often just runs off
Yeah.
and doesn't give it time to soak in.
Okay.
So
So remember when I said that I was taking it easy on the crew?
Hmm.
That was just come in. What would you guys usually do? on a
Make
day
them
like
get
today?
back to work now.
Exactly. So
don't let them
right.
die.
Well, thank
getting
you.
there. I do have one more thing to add.
Yep.
I reached out to R&D Paving this past week. They said that they will not be back in town until September.
Well, I guess I'll contact Mr. Morrill and tell him to close that gate up. That he was gonna let us use his parking.
Oh.
And at the end.
Well, they're going to get it done this year, right?
They're going to get it done this year, but
Okay.
I reached
High
out to
Street.
Jeff Torrig, and he said that his boss said that they won't be back in town until September.
Tell him would like to meet
I
his
tried to-
boss.
I tried to reach out and ask why, and I have not gotten that response yet.
So last fall, they were going to come and fix Morrison.
Morrison.
And then they said, absolutely first thing this spring, no matter what, we will be there first thing and do it. I think you guys.
Oh yeah, we had the conversation.
And now, and this has been going on, the
Mhm.
street's been open and going up 3 years since it's been, approved for it. And it's been, I think it's 12 years since it was originally on the first, because we waited for the Honda, wait for the other stuff.
Mhm.
And now it's September, which usually turns into a rush, and then it's October
Mhm.
or November, and then you end up with what we got the first time. That's why the
Mhm.
deal was, first thing in the spring, sorry, we can't do it last fall. Now it's
Okay.
this fall, right?
So I just started conversing with R&D
Right.
Paving about this project. So the salesman that I usually deal with is away on vacation right now. He was kind enough to respond to my first message, but when he gets back, I will follow up with him and try to figure out something a little more concrete for you. I understand that there was a delay because of High Street extension.
Because of the water company, not because of High Street Extension.
That's
Let's be
correct.
very clear about that.
Okay.
That's what drove them out of town.
Correct.
Because High Street extension have to do with Morrison?
So I,
They were
I
going to do all,
They were doing it all.
they were going to do it all.
All at once.
They were going to do Morrison Ave and
That
then
was
go
the
to all the
project.
tree streets. They had it on the schedule. They were coming in that Monday. That Friday, we got told that the water company had not fixed the main that they had promised Shane they would do 10 days previous. And they got out there and they were just getting to High Street Extension. So they made the owner of R&D, the man that Kevin's talking about, very unhappy because he had a schedule. And we screwed up his entire schedule for the summer.
Or the water department did?
Now,
I wasn't here for that,
Last year-
so I wasn't speaking on about any of that.
Nope.
now, remember, this was last year or 2 years ago, the water company did Maple Court and Poplar was at the same time was supposed to do High Street Extension and never did it then.
Has the water district repaired or put the road back to the way it was before they got there? Is it still a mess?
That's debatable.
Still a mess. I was just there 2 hours ago and it's still gravel, saw cuts everywhere.
Well, can we demand that the water district put it back and fix it? Because it's a shame these people have to look at that all summer long.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just wrong.
Way wrong. We lived with it for 2 years.
Okay.
All right.
We're
Thank you.
Still aren't back.
All right.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
Kevin. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Right on time, 6 o'clock. You are up.
Okay. And while both of our department heads are here, or two of our department heads, I'm sorry. In my report, which I won't go over with you, which, by the way, again, is one page, I'll say it again,
Mm-hmm.
versus 5. In my one-page report, I suggested and am suggesting to the board that we open the lines of communication with our department heads more or better than what in the last year that I've worked for you. And I think I reached out to the chief and I reached out to Kevin. Kevin provides weekly reports. The chief provides a monthly report. And I think one of the things that I know, one of the things I've suggested and would like is that they come to at least one meeting. They don't need to be at every meeting. One meeting per month. We have 2 per month. And they provide us with the reports. You get an opportunity to review them. Then we get an opportunity to do what we just did with Kevin, is discuss concerns that the board has, that they've got answers to. And that way, Scott is not here trying to play DPW director and all the other department heads and answer your questions, because I don't always have the answers, but we're better communicating. So I asked them, they are both in favor of doing it once a month. I would ask for the board's support in that. I would suggest that it be the second meeting of the month because it's nearer the end, so you get a more updated report from the previous month, so you're not doing back to back. And that way they know in their schedules what it is. I would say to you, Mr. Chairman, that out of respect for their time and that stuff, maybe we could move them first on the agenda and I would go to the end and selectmen reports to the end. That way, if they can come in and answer any questions, you guys can review their reports and then they can scoot like Tim just did. So
Can you be a little bit more clearer on department heads? Because you said all department heads, and then you're just really talking about DPW and police department. So could you clarify that, please?
Right. Yes. And specifically, I only used them because our other department head is here at this meeting. So, but we could also do that and have a report from land use. As land use submits a report, a monthly report, and you could review it, ask questions of land use and of the chief and DPW director. I confused
I
you.
just think that the selectmen have a little bit more, we meet twice a month. We're here till 9, 10 o'clock in
I know,
the
I
evening.
know.
And now you want to add on department heads that, how do I put this? Do a terrific job.
Yes, 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 they do. I don't want to add on, Pat. I'm not
That
trying
we
to.
want to, that come up and give a report. They give a report to us in writing anyway.
That's fine.
That
Yep.
if we have questions, we email them or call them and ask those questions anyway. But at a meeting, you're going to add 2 or 3 department heads in that meeting. That's going to make that meeting go to at least 10 o'clock in the evening.
No, that wasn't my intent. My intent was
So-
you have their reports, and every week, every meeting, I get questioned about DPW matters and that stuff, and I take notes, and then I report back to you the next week. That's what I've been doing for a year.
So my
If you
only,
want to continue it the way it is, I'm fine with that. So I just thought it gives you a chance to see them, and if something comes up that you can ask them. They don't have to give a report. They can just come once a month and sit here. And anybody got anything from the chief? Anything but got anything from Kevin? Nope. Okay, good night. That too. We can do it that way. I mean, I'm just trying to
so
open the lines of communication.
the only thing the only thing I would see a benefit in that would be like the way the DPW director just got up and online.
Mhm.
People get to see that.
Right.
They get to hear what he's saying, right? So they're being updated. There's transparency there. That would be my only, like, I think it
Well,
positive thing.
we used to do that when we met weekly.
Mhm.
And we could get caught up with what we
Yeah.
were doing on our daily or monthly or weekly tasks. But meeting twice a month, it's difficult to do that. Go back to the weekly, I'm all for it. I love to see them anyway, but
I think we should stick to the written reports.
Okay.
And if our department heads need us, as we've done in the past,
Mhm.
they come and they ask for,
Yep.
approval to do this, that, or the other thing. And if they don't need that approval, we just have a written up report.
Yep.
If we have questions, we have questions. If we want the public to know more about what's going on, those reports that we get could be available on the internet, on our website.
they are, I think.
Yeah.
I
Yours
don't know.
is.
Mine has a lot of personal.
That's the only
I was
other
going to
thing.
say you.
Well,
Yours isn't.
yours are a little different. But the
I can talk
public
about
works
some-
director reports could be,
Yeah.
and they would be aware of what's going on. And
Okay. However the board wants
Good
to do it.
idea, though.
Yep. Okay. No issues. Thank you. 2 requests of the board while Kevin is here. Our previous DPW director was on the Lakes Region Planning Commission TAC, was one of the representatives from Tilton, and was also on the Concord Solid Waste Regional Solid Waste Program. I would ask the board, Kevin has agreed, if we can put him, if the board would vote to put him in that capacity again.
I'm good with that.
Sure.
You good
Absolutely.
with that? You
Sure.
volunteering?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
So Shane would not be doing that
Yep, that's correct.
anymore.
Nope, No, it's usually the Public Works Director. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Okay. Do we need a motion to do that?
Motion that we put Kevin on as the,
TAC.
is it?
TAC.
TAC.
And the other one was,
TAC and the Concord Solid Regional Waste Committee.
So moved. I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'll send a letter, so thank you. Sam Tebow, you've heard me mention his name, is going to be our historian on the Island Bridge renovation project from start to finish. Sam is a historian. He met with Selectmen Scanlon and I here. John, what school does he attend? I forget.
It's up by Springfield.
Yeah.
Holyoke?
Holyoke, yes, thank you. And Selectman Scanlon and I met with him. He is a history major. He is a graduate of Tilton School, and he has done a considerable amount of research with John Cirillo, our historical chairman, on the Island Bridge. I've asked him to serve as our historian to record the events of the restoration project. Obviously, it's part of the request for the grant.
Mhm.
It's part of the requirement, but
Is he being paid through the grant?
he would be paid through the grant, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a nominal fee. It's not
Yeah, I'm sure.
a big amount, but
Okay.
he will record everything for us, which will be very good. So
Okay.
I just wanted to let the board know that. Lastly is we're running an ad for 2 DPW folks that will expire on the 31st. So far, we have 2 applicants, and the ad, again, closes on the 31st.
Okay.
So I appraised Kevin, and we'll move forward and keep the board appraised of what's going on.
All right.
All right.
Just
And
curious with
yeah.
the ads, I know sometimes we've done it until the 34th or until closed.
Right.
So we could close on the 31st, but if
Right.
we don't have applicants, we don't have to.
Right. Yeah, I believe it does say that, John.
Where are they being advertised?
They're being advertised on our website, on New Hampshire Municipal Association, and Primex. No. Actually, I take that back. And nhjobs.com. I just took the free ones.
All right.
So
Okay.
the other one we used to use is now relatively expensive. So. And that, other than my report, that is it for me.
The Buffalo Park thing,
Oh, yes.
that one's all, so we've got that situated, then they're gonna actually, the Tilton Conservation Commission's gonna deal with that.
Yep.
not allowed.
They've already done
Yeah.
it.
Covenant.
Yeah.
It's already been taken.
I sent,
They've
I
already
told,
been taken care of.
yeah,
Okay.
They
All right.
sent a letter.
Great.
I
Awesome.
sent the letter to the requester, or I sent him the covenants and that stuff and explained to him that the commission met and they said, no, it's not going to happen. It can't happen.
Yep.
The
So-
commission sent them a letter.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else, Scott?
No, that's it, Mr. Chairman.
So on, Chief, on his report, and I did do an announcement for National Night Out. What's that?
We call Community Night.
Yeah, can you just speak to that real quick? I just want to make sure that it gets on record.
Yeah. So, in the past couple of years, we had what was called National Night Out. It's the same day every year. It's the first Tuesday of the month of August. This year, we've combined with Northfield and Samberton's police department towns to have kind of all 3 of us work together. It's easier to try to get those donations and instead of having 2 events at the same time. And with that, it's going to be a little bit bigger, I guess, in that field. Last year, we worked with the farmers market on Tuesday, but it was just kind of trying to get everything to fit in that field. So we're going to do Wednesday. So it's not on the day of National Night Out. It's going to be we're going to call it community night is what it's going to be called. And with that also, it helps us to be able to get military vehicles if we want to display and kind of like a helicopter. We did get approval for a helicopter, but we don't think we'll be able to like kind of work that out right now in the time frame that we're able to do it. So I know Detective Murray is actually working on that, and he's on vacation this week. But other than that, we have we'll have a car show, food. It's all free. We'll have some games going on, live music. I did get approval from Parks and Rec. I was in a meeting with them last week. An approval to start to renovate and clean up the concession stand. So we started to do that. See if we can get some donations for maybe a new deep freezer. The fridge works in there, and try to just get everything going in that building and try to use that. So yeah. So come and join us. It's going to be August 7th. Actually the 6th. Sorry, August 6th. Between 5 and 8, and that is a Wednesday. And it's going to be
6 or 7?
6th. Sorry.
6.
Yep, my days. Too many things to remember.
So Chief, if somebody wanted to donate,
Yep,
they
Yep.
would go directly to you, correct?
that's correct. You can go to the Tilton Police Department. Yep,
So if a business or a resident wanted to donate,
that's correct. We've put some letters out to try to get some donations like we've done in the past to the Tilton Police Department, and those are kind of trickling in as we go. So
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
What time does it start?
Starts at 5 o'clock, 5 to 8.
5 to 8.
Yep, in the field next to the police department.
All right. Moving along. Selectman Constantino, you have someone that you want to.
I do. I have a long list of things tonight, but I am going to switch hats for a second here. Wear my other hat. Everybody knows 380 West Main Street is New Franklin Apartments. They are under new management for a little bit now. They added quite a while back, few years, about 5 or 6 years ago, they took part of the community room and made an office out of it. Well, now above the office, they made 2 apartments out of it, which now adds to the apartment load to 62 apartments. So in trying to deal with 911, because the apartment is over here by number 48. Trying to figure out how to figure out 48 and 48A or B. I've invited Zach Branscombe from 911 here tonight. It's very convoluted because the right way to do it is not an easy way to do it. But given the management and knowing that in the very near future, the office is going to become another apartment, and next door to the office will become another apartment. And knowing that this lot here, where there are 5 apartment buildings, they also own this 38 acres. So with that in mind, I'm just going to let Zach explain now what we could do or what we should do that's nice and clean with fire, police, and 911. Go ahead. Got to talk into the mic though, Zach.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Zach Branscombe. I work as a field representative for New Hampshire 911. I work with the towns of Merrimack, Carroll County, and Belknap County to help them with addressing. Primarily, we make sure that we map the addresses within each town for emergency responders. In part of that process, we also developed a set of addressing standards to make the lives of responders hopefully easier. The idea being that if all addresses are developed and mapped the same way, that if you're responding on mutual aid, say from Tilton in Northfield or Northfield in anywhere across the state, you can intuit where you can expect to find buildings and units. This particular property is 5 buildings with the same address. That's all 5 of them are 380 West Main Street. This means that when a responder is arriving on scene, they have to know which one of those 5 buildings the unit that they're going for is in. The way it's laid out is as you drive up the road on the right, the first building is 1 through 12. The next building is 13 through 24, and so on, 12 units on each building. As you turn around at the end of the road, they start going the other way. So it starts 36 through 48, and then 49 through 60. The location of these 2 new units are in between 48 and 60, or 48 and 49, which leaves no whole numbers for the apartment designations. This is an awkward situation that has a couple of solutions, but our agency has one set that we recommend to kind of clean up the whole area for the foreseeable future. The idea being, yes, this is some work now, but addresses don't rot, they don't go bad. The addresses we put in place today will last hopefully 200 years and still be viable for your emergency responders. Our standards recommend that each building actually receive its own unique address and the road receive a name. This is permissible under state law. RSA 231-133 and 231-133A allow the town to make those types of changes. It sounds like, from my limited conversations with Pat on this, that the developer or the owner is at least willing to explore this idea. I think they've already put forward a few street names.
Right.
So that leads me to believe that the owner of the property will be involved in this process, which would be a big help. And so the stumbling block or imposition to it would be the disruption to the residents that live there, which I'm sure they're quite used to their addresses. But what we've found in the past for address changes is that after about 6 months to a year, things kind of settle out and people adjust very quickly to that. And I wouldn't say that it takes that full 6 months to a year to adjust, but that's kind of the end of when we really see any confusion or anything like that. I know USPS will honor the existing addresses for up to a year after a change is made. And other than that, it's a pretty straightforward project that our office does pretty regularly. I've prepared for you some maps to help you understand a little bit about what we're looking at or what a responder would be looking at when they arrive. So I have 2 that I want to show you. So the first one here, this is what it currently looks like. You pass that around and not bring it up for everybody. I'm sorry. Pat's already seen this a couple times. So as you can see, all 5 of those buildings are marked as 380.
Yep.
And as a responder, you have to know, oh, Unit 12 is going to be there,
Yep.
right? The alternative plan, and I'll pass this around afterwards, would be to name the driveway and provide unique addresses. Still with similar apartment numbers, our suggestion would include a little bit of a different designation where you have the floor number as the first digit. So your responders would know instinctively, hey, 103 should be about halfway down the building on the first floor. 203 is going to be just above it. Yep.
Okay.
But just receiving the call, they're going to know how far down the road, this new road, that they need to drive to get to the people that need it. Which
Has our police chief been shown this?
I have brought it forward to Pat. Those template maps kind of came out pretty quick. So I'm not sure we've had a chance to share it with everyone. I believe Pat had a chance to speak to some of your response leadership, but I'm not sure exactly who on this end. I've also prepared or started to basically the spreadsheet. This would be a one-to-one conversion. So each existing unit would receive a new designation on this spreadsheet that would allow for easy transition for the town records, USPS, postal services, the utility providers, and of course the response records.
So they would choose, we asked them to choose 3 names of what they would like as a street, and they picked 4. One, there was a similar close name in a similar, Maycourt Management is the name of the place that runs the place, and it's very close to McMorran Drive. So the others are Foundation Drive, which have no conflicts, and Wellspring Drive, no conflicts, and Livewell Drive, which have no conflicts. So the board would pick one, hopefully one that they've chosen, and then Zach and I would do all of the other work. We would hold a public hearing. Let them know that a public hearing to change their address, just of the 380 West Main Street people. And then once the public hearing is held, to let them know, then we would move forward at that point, going in the system, doing all of the changes in the 911 system, and then notifying police, fire, post office, and then ultimately the town clerk downstairs. And then it's a big job. It's a lot of work.
How long does a conversion like this take?
For something this size, I would recommend the planning stage can be done pretty quickly. I can probably have a solid plan completed by the end of next week. We recommend that there is at least a month of notice. So the letters to say, hey, effective this date, your address will go from 380 West Main Street, Unit 12 to 19 Placeholder Drive, Apartment 205, or whatever it is there. They would receive that letter and then have a month lead time before that went into place. And that way they have time to do any updates to their records, driver's license. They use that letter from the town so that they could go to the DMV and say, hey, I have this letter from the town. They're changing my address. I need to update my driver's license. Or they'd reach out to their credit card company and say, hey, effective this date, I'm going to have this different address. And that gives them time to set everything up so that there's a less of a disruption in their life. So including that lead time, I would say you need, the law states that you need about 10 days notice for the public hearing. And then after that public hearing, the select board makes a decision. And if you want at least a month, let's say 3 months tops, if that suits the board.
Okay.
Do you bring the police chief in and the fire chief in before you finalize your plan? Do they look at it and say, yes, this?
So
Makes sense or
absolutely, we
works?
would recommend that they review any of our plans, right? My role here is just as kind of a subject matter, I don't want to say expert, but that's what our office does, is we develop these standards, we apply them kind of indiscriminately across towns. I don't have any authority over addressing, road naming, or any of that. That is completely on the town. So what we do is we bring forward these plans. They would be reviewed by the select board, your public safety leadership for acceptability, and make sure it's going to work with for you guys and what you do. And then if that works, everybody weighs in and the board would make a decision.
So just so you know how we got here was, at first it was just going to be like 48A or 48B. I reach out to police and fire and say, does this work for you? Well, fire's first response was, my first choice is to go to what we're doing right now and renumbering and renaming everything clean, doing everything the right way. We didn't have all the information that we have now at that point. So we just thought it was two apartments at that point. And then we gathered more information, and then we found out that it was going to be more and possibly more. So at that point, then we decided that it was going to be more. But our initial point is always reach out, hey, police, fire, post office. So
I do have one more resource for you guys tonight. These are going to be the two laws that govern addressing and road naming within the town. And essentially, these give the governing body, the select board, the authority to assign addresses and road names as you will. It sets out the process for making changes once they've been assigned. Specifically, what we talked about with the 10-day notice on a public hearing and the limitation. The only limitation to the authority of the board as far as addressing and road naming is that the board cannot assign a road name that is duplicate or confusingly similar with any existing road name within Tilton. Pat was kind enough to read off a number of names that I've reviewed as possibilities. And accepting the first one, I was unable to find any confusingly similar or duplicate road names. But that is something that we always leave final word on to the select board, obviously, and your public safety leadership, because they're going to be the experts. They're going to know if something rhymes or sounds similar. We had an issue recently in a neighboring town, or a pretty close one, where they added a Bosque road and they had a BAUS road already existing. Our agency didn't pick that up as similar because of the spelling was so different. But when you say Boss and Bosque, that sounds very, very similar, especially over radio. So we had to change it. So we always kind of say, hey, this is what we found in our research, but we leave it to the experts on Tilton to decide what's best for you guys.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
are you good with it? We'll set up a public hearing.
I'm good with it. Yes.
Everybody's good with it?
A little tricky, but like you said, after 6 months, get things right.
Yeah, this sort of change is not without some discomfort for your residents. I won't, sugarcoat it. It's unfortunate, but for the long term of Tilton, I can recommend this with a clear conscience. I think.
Can the chief get a copy of?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to produce something that's a little bit more professional looking, but I can absolutely do that. I'm actually I did a site check today before I came over here.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, the subuniting
Mhm.
designations
Yep.
are going to rely on where exactly they're positioned in the building. So I wanted to get an idea for how they were laid out.
Yep.
So I'll basically produce a similar map to that actually identifies where each unit is.
Oh, okay.
And that will be what we have reviewed by your leadership and your select board before we make any changes.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
So typically, is it the even numbers on the right or the left?
That is a town standard. I believe that Tilton has the standard of having odd numbers on the right and even numbers on the left.
The problem that we have with our standard
Yes.
is that it says,
It is.
I believe, even numbers on the right or whatever it is. But if you were to point to your right, facing me, I'd point this way, you'd point that way. So it doesn't designate heading east, west, north, or south.
That's correct, because
So
it's
if you have
road
a
direction.
Straight road,
Road
a
direction.
straight road through.
Mhm.
Right is, you can't pick a right.
Well, so it goes by road direction. And what I mean by that is, generally speaking, if you start in the center of town, all roads move away from that center. Or if you think of roads as rivers, your major roads lead into the smaller ones. So the smaller ones will always lead away from the major roads. And really what you have to look at is which direction the numbering is going. So as I move up West Main Street, I go 374, 378, 380. I will keep all my evens on my left and odds on the right. And that's kind of how we do it. So there's no standard as far as east-west. It's kind of when you create a road, you create a addressing pattern for it, and then you just follow it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, just that we don't have we just say everything on the right will have even, one will say odd. But if you're connecting, we have streets, some streets are laid out in grids. So if they add a road in between,
Mhm.
doesn't designate which one or that one. If it's parallel to the main street, there's no.
Yeah, when you're down into that minutia, it's kind of the person who's doing the layout or who's doing the planning basically picks a direction and says, well, what direction is traffic mostly following, and then does the addressing numbering in that direction, and from then on you just kind of maintain it. We've had a number of situations where we've had to reverse road direction, particularly if a road gets divided in the middle and you end up with two different sections of it. You end up with a road that starts here and goes to like 42, and then another road that starts at 43 and goes a little bit further. And so you'd have to reverse the road direction so that it doesn't start at the dead end. But there is a science to it. It's just a little bit of magic. That makes sense.
I know his number by heart, so just so you all know that.
And I have my business cards here if you guys
Yeah.
have any questions.
And
moving
it's
forward.
not perfect.
No, it's not.
It's and perfect's a great goal, but we're never going to get there.
Nope.
Well, thank you, Zach.
Absolutely, sir.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. That was
All right, next, I still have that same hat on. In January, we changed the fee schedule. And I think that we did it with the intent, with a legitimate intent. One of which I don't believe that it's legitimately Chuck Drew's junkyard went from $25 to $350. It was in the same category as the fireworks, which was legitimate because the fireworks was $25, but the state charges $1,500. So, but surrounding towns, all of the surrounding towns, and I want to get this right, so I really do. The American Used Auto Parts in Rochester is $25. Allied Auto Parts in Ware is $25. Al's Used Auto Parts in Belmont is $100. And that is the most expensive one that has to pay for their annual. It's an annual fee. It's not, and they have to jump through hoops. It's a very long annual application from us. It's really long, and then there's an inspection and so on and so forth. But to go from 25 to 350, I'm going to ask the board to reconsider that.
But those fees come by recommendation from the planning board.
Yeah, but
And then approved by
remember,
the selectmen.
yeah,
And the planning board hasn't heard this,
we've been doing this since,
even though we met Tuesday night.
right, well,
That's what the ordinance says. The fees
the annual
come
fee.
from a recommendation of the planning board to the board of selectmen.
So you want me to go back to the planning board? The fee, the annual fee is due now.
I think we should follow the ordinance as it's written.
It's suggested by the planning board. The fee is created by the Board of Selectmen.
Recommendation is the word that's used.
The
in ordinance.
recommendation, excuse me,
Recommended by the planning board.
recommended
the
by
Board
the
of
planning
Selectmen.
board, recommended by the planning board. I wish they had recommended this one by the planning board, but they didn't.
They weren't aware of it.
Right, well, because they weren't around, they didn't have meetings when this was,
We met Tuesday night.
no, this was $350 was put into effect last January
Okay.
with all the other changes in
Okay.
building fees.
Like this past January?
Yeah, all of them.
So are you questioning why it wasn't come up to the planning board?
Well, I'm just saying that
For
the
change.
ordinance says it comes to the Board of Selectmen by recommendation from the planning board. When we changed the building permit fees, we tried to do it backwards. We really did.
This year it was done backwards.
So here we are again. Why it wasn't brought up Tuesday night to the planning board, I'm not sure, but
It was just brought to my attention, Catherine. It wasn't,
so then when the planning board meets next, it should be brought to the planning board for their recommendation.
well, that this
To-
person has to pay the fee.
Well, let them pay the fee with the understanding that we may be paying them back. But I'm just saying, we need to follow our ordinances as written and not just ignore them.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, is there a late fee for it, or what's penalty I mean, is
There's,
there
oh, they
deadline?
they don't get their annual license. I mean, it's
When
their annual renewal.
When is it
came in
due?
to do it, but when is it actually due? What date
Now.
is due? What date, like now is yesterday,
I'll have to go
today?
pull it. I'll have to go pull it if
You know,
you
if
need.
there's a couple weeks or if they're late, what happens?
I
You know,
think
then they
that
do it, or
they-
can they get, say,
I don't think there's any
challenge
room
this.
for that.
The Board of Selectmen can
refund it.
certainly,
The Board of Selectmen are the ones that create the fees. They're the ones that vote on the fees with a recommendation from the planning board.
so that recommendation has to come first. And then the Board of Selectmen determines the
Well,
fees.
where was the planning board this year?
Left in the dark.
So let's
So
let's
the-
stay on
And
the.
here we
Board of
are in
Selectmen.
All
July.
right, well,
The Board of Selectmen can certainly, if he pays the $300 plus fee now, the Board of Selectmen can certainly, if the recommendation was to reduce it, refund a portion of that fee to whatever it was, it's going to be.
when does the planning board meet next?
August
Six?
12th.
I agree with Catherine. We should follow the ordinance. But I see the dilemma here. I mean, I just sucks that
The
this was just
fees are
brought to your
already
attention.
in place. The fees are already existing in place. These are existing in place,
So we already
voted
knew-
on by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay. So he
So,
already knew that that was going to be the fee.
no, he didn't know that.
Oh,
He had no idea. He just came in for his annual. He had no idea. These were voted on sometime in the end of December, January, I forget the date that they were voted on by the Board of Selectmen here, that voted on. So these are now the Board of Selectmen's fees.
We
Okay.
can't change the ordinance. The ordinance hasn't changed. The ordinance is clear.
I don't want to have one mistake corrected by another mistake.
They're not mistakes. They're the Board of Selectmen's, we voted on them.
Well, you didn't. You're right now, you're land use. So one or the other. I believe in following the ordinances exactly the way they are, change the ordinance. We can easily
Excuse
ask him
me.
to pay for it, and then we can refund him the money if the planning board, who has the recommended amount, we're taking away what we went and appointed these folks to do, and we're overstepping.
No, we're not overstepping
I guess
it.
so I was here I was here there then. So if those were the recommendations of the permit fees, how is it just now coming up that this was an issue?
Because it's only once a year that this gentleman comes in for a renewal of his,
I understand that, but my question is, how did this not get caught ahead of time, even though it's a once a year renewal?
Because nobody complained about it when we changed them. And now somebody's
there was
complaining
no
about it.
reason
nobody
for it. There's
questioned-
only one junkyard in town.
No. But I'm saying,
One.
did you have
Yep.
existing fees?
And that
This is before
renewal
we-
is now,
the proposed new
annually,
fees.
now.
Nobody went and said, wow,
Yes.
$50
Okay.
to $350.
We
That's quite a
changed
jump.
the fee
that never came
in
up?
January.
Okay, but here's the
He wouldn't
question.
know it.
So
It was debated that way.
you, as not the land use right now, but you as a selectman, voted on that as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely correct.
So what is your request as the land use coordinator
Reduce it to $100
for this permit?
as a fee for junkyards.
Okay. And what is the fee $350 right now?
Correct.
Still don't think we can change. We have the ordinance. That's my only hang up. I see what you're saying.
The only thing going to the planning board is going to do is to say, we would like to change this from $350 to $100.
Yep.
They can take an hour, they can take 10 minutes, they can take 5 minutes, and they could say, I'd like it, I don't like it. They could say yay, nay, or BS. It doesn't matter. They can say, I recommend it, I don't recommend it. It comes back to the Board of Selectmen.
Yep.
The Board of Selectmen then decides.
Yep.
After the planning board makes the
after they make that
recommendation.
recommendation. We can also say we don't agree with their, if they say, no, we don't agree with that, and we want to keep it to $350, we can say, well, we don't agree with that recommendation, and we can change it.
Or the planning board can say, well, we
I
suggest
don't,
$150 and this is the reason why. Yes, you are correct.
$5.
But
I think,
but the ordinance is clear.
I think Chuck would understand what we're talking about right
Let's
now.
not use names now.
You,
I know I did, and I apologize, but we shouldn't be using names.
Okay,
It
so
should
this-
be the fee.
business,
Right.
I agree with Catherine in that it goes to the planning board. They can make that recommendation to switch it. If they don't want to switch it, then we come back, we have the discussion about, hey, maybe that is too high. And then if he has to pay it because that is when the fee is due, we can then reimburse him. I'm completely okay with that, and I would sign off on that if that was the recommendation. I think we need to keep it the way it should be and not start adjusting things, because if you start adjusting, then you got to change the ordinance. That's just my thought. I'm just one voice. So
Well, first of all, it's not an ordinance, but
It is a zoning ordinance. It is in the zoning ordinance.
all right. Can you show me that?
I don't have it in front of me, but if you get the zoning ordinance, you will find it. Building permit fees in the zoning ordinance, where it says that the fees are recommended by the planning board to the Board of Selectmen, who makes the final decision. And that's not the exact language, although the recommended is. But it is in the zoning ordinance. I've referred to it several times. I just can't tell you the page number right now.
I'm glad that you brought this up to us and
Mhm.
brought it to our attention, because
And you're so glad. Yep.
You know, I'm really surprised that we're struggling with following an ordinance.
I believe it's an RSA, not an ordinance. That's
An
why I'm
ordinance.
saying
We don't
it's
have,
an
the town
ordinance.
doesn't have RSAs.
well, you
The
know what?
state does.
I don't appreciate
All right,
the I
so-
don't appreciate the attitude. There's no reason for it. So we're gonna move on. Do you have anything else?
Well, I have lots.
All right.
I got a
let's
lot
move on.
going
We've
on.
already
I
made
don't
that
appreciate
choice.
your attitude. Okay.
I think that's enough.
We have,
I do. Pat, I'm not gonna put up with it. There's no reason for it whatsoever.
I'm moving on, so just
That's a
keep moving on.
good decision.
Okay, we have two openings in the zoning board of adjustment. We have 4 alternates. 4 alternates were polled. 3 alternates would like to go from an alternate to a full member. 3 out of 4. And that would be Sandra Plesner, Yohei Segusa, and Doug Wade. So we have to make a decision, 3, to pick 2 out of the 3. Now, both Doug and Sandy came in October of 2024 as alternates. Yohei came in May 22 of 2025. all three have attended all meetings. Uh, Doug missed this last one, but made sure he knew that he was going to be out of town. Let everybody know. So they've been faithful to every single meeting, even though that they didn't sit up at the table. So this is a real hard one for all.
Well, I go by seniority, so to speak.
Yeah. So just do the two.
Oh, 1 second, John.
So, yeah.
Go ahead, John.
So I think there's a procedure on that states that it should be posted and applied for. I think we should look at the procedure which is in our ordinance, make sure that we follow it.
It
so we're not
says,
jumping on.
if you would like me to read that, RSA 6712 says filling vacancies in membership. For elected member by appointment in the remaining board members until the next regular municipal election, at which time a successor shall be elected to either fill the unexpired term or start a new term as appropriate. Number 2, for an appointed ex officio or alternate member by the original appointing or designated authority for the unexpired term. Number 3, the chairperson of the local land use board may designate an alternate member of the board to fill the vacancy temporarily until the vacancy is filled in the manner set forth in paragraph 1 or 2. If the vacancy is for the ex officio member, the chairperson may only designate the person who has been appointed to serve as the alternate for the ex officio member. So that's us. We appoint. So by the original appointing, that's us, the board.
And that's the reason we have alternates.
Correct.
Is so that they learn. And then when there's a vacancy, they step into it.
Only
Right.
until the next.
So the chairperson picks, right, the
Yeah.
I thought there was
chairperson,
something in our, I thought we had an ordinance on that, on
So
our
the-
CBA.
No.
the chairperson would pick an alternate to sit up at the chair if there was somebody missing, but then going from alternate to full for the remaining of the term would be us. So I make a motion to appoint Sandra and Doug Wade to the full term, remaining terms of Chuck and Jim Cropsey.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Okay, switching my hat now. I have been out in the field. I guess according to Kim, it's paid off. You can pass those out. Second from the bottom has already come in and paid. These are deeding letters, deeding lists, I mean, not letters. They have till August 21st at 3 p.m. to come in. I've made contact with quite a few. They've said that they'll be in. So, oh. List is debt paid in full.
Thank you, Pat. I'm gonna get some ice cream on the way home.
Blueberry pie paid in full.
Brought some.
Yeah, he's got ice cream in there.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, John brought some goodies in the refrigerator there, by the way, when
Ready?
he came in. All right, last but certainly not least, and this was an issue a long time ago. I did talk to Catherine a little bit about it. Maple Court, I lived there for almost 42 years. Growing up there with my landlord. We've always taken care of the lawn next to the street. And once a year, we'd always clear the wall of vines and things like that that would grow. I was approached by the person on the other side of the wall, screamed and yelled at not to touch it, not to go near it ever again. They only own, according to the deeds, and Sandy Plessner, who's a great researcher, researched the deed as well, up to the wall, up to the stone wall. And that's what it says, up to the stone wall. So my guess is that they own up to the stone wall, but not over into the road of stone wall. But I don't know, and I can't approach these people, so, and I don't have any intention of approaching people, but somebody has to explain to these people that they don't own the side of the road on Maple Court. But if the selectmen would like me to stop mowing it and taking care of it over the years, I'd be more than happy to do that. I don't intend to be yelled at or told to stop or things like that, and it's become an issue.
Did Sandy give you a written report or was it oral?
Oral, and we looked at the road book. It's Maple Court's a 2-rod road, and
Okay.
actually measured from the center of the road, and we measured from the edge of the asphalt to the edge of the asphalt, and there was a way we could figure that from the middle of the road, we figured out where the middle of the road was, and it was actually 16 feet from the middle of the road to the edge of the stone wall.
And the deed, do we have a copy of the deed?
Uh,
And I'm asking this so that the Board of Selectmen can write a letter explaining, we understand that there's some confusion as to ownership. However, the deed clearly states that property X owns to the center of this wall and that the town owns the other side to the road and will continue to maintain.
I do have copies of the deed.
Okay.
I don't have them with me, and I'm sorry.
No,
I
that's
didn't,
okay, but is it clear enough for
it's very clear.
our town administrator to formulate a letter?
Yep, but again, I'm listening. Formulate a letter from the board.
I'm okay with that.
Think that'll work?
I think that-
You think that'll work?
I hope so. I hope it will.
I have a feeling if
I think it will.
it'll, at least if it's not accepted by property X, they will come in
And then talk about it.
and talk about it.
Yeah. And I
And
think
in the meantime, I would ask you to, when you formulate the letter, have the copy of the deed and whatever else you use to
Yeah, the
formulate the
documentation
letter all
with
in one package.
okay.
Because it is a shame, and it does look nice. If you go, pass through there, you'll see it's always mowed. Stone wall looks nice. It'd be awful to see it overgrown. Bittersweet seems to be a rampage this year.
Sure does.
Okay, and I just have one more thing as a selectman, and I know it's quite a bit away, but we need to start thinking about Halloween,
Wow.
Saturday, October 25th, 3 to 5. Yeah. So this is from the chief, by the way. Because we kind of put it down a little bit each year. So 3 to 5 downtown. This is downtown Halloween.
Halloween's on a Friday, the following Friday. So
Mhm.
you could do Saturday, the 1st of November, but I don't think anybody wants to dress up at Halloween on Friday and then have to redo that on Saturday. Next year, we can shoot for having it on Halloween, which is Saturday. The 31st will be next year, the 22nd. Yeah.
Has the time period shrunk? I mean, this
Yes.
is only 2 hours. It seemed to me, I remember before it was,
It was 5:30 always,
Yeah.
and around 5 o'clock, everybody was cleared out. For a half hour, we kind of just stand and be a couple people here and there, but a lot
so
of
2
people,
hours is sufficient?
yeah, a lot of people there said
Mhm.
the 2.5 was a little too long.
The only thing is getting the kids all rallied for the parade and then up again. That's kind of difficult. We'll
I
have
shut
to
the
get
road
them
down.
earlier.
Yeah, 2:30, we close the road. That's what I do for the state form, the permit.
Yep.
It's for 2:30. 3 o'clock is when it goes. And that
And
gives us time to put
Maybe
all
we
the
start the
paperwork.
parade early and then do it. Yeah, okay. We could do that.
Fine with that.
Okay, I've taken up enough time. Thank you.
Vice Chair Scanlon, you are up.
I really don't have anything to ask. I think we've already discussed everything that I had any questions or thoughts about. So I'm good.
Okay.
Pass the knife around.
Blackman Dossman, you are up.
To Selectman Hanson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Selectman Ham- Sorry, I didn't have my glasses on.
The only question I had, and I only brought it up because of the mortgage deed that we just passed around. So I flipped back in the book and we're talking all the way back in April 3rd that we looked at the town properties and that assessment. We're going up on 4 months now.
Yeah.
Has there been any progress on that?
No. And I was going to write to Greg Peverly this week, and I just completely ditched it, John. So I will send him an update and ask for how he's coming with that.
Okay.
I do know there was a question of Mechanic Street, the property at the end of Mechanic Street. He had some questions about it and whether he wanted to include it. And since that time, I've spoke to our DPW director. He's going to send the folks in to trim it all back and that stuff. And I've come up with a plan that the board's allowed me to enact to get a dumpster delivered and get that old RV plucked apart, put in the dumpster and hauled off site. I did find the court order. Somebody gave it to me. I think it was you, Pat. Somebody gave me the court order that allowed us to tow those vehicles out of there. Or maybe it was you, Chief. I don't know who gave it to me. Somebody gave it to me, and I do have it. So we can get them moved.
Third hand.
Yeah. Oh, it was you. It was you, Kevin. Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, yes, Kevin did find it. Thank you, Kevin, for jumping in there. Anyway, I will contact one of our local tow companies and say, hopefully they're all yours. So, and we had not told Greg to include that property initially because we wanted to clean it up But if we get it cleaned up, then it'll be the board's decision if you want to include it in that marketing plan.
I had a question about that. I think we had discussed that, and this was before Kevin was here,
Right.
that possibly we could do it with the dumpster, take that RV and at least get the top parts off and
Yep.
with your thumb.
Yep, we did. And Kevin's willing. I've talked to Kevin about
Sounds
that.
like fun.
So,
Demo.
yeah. And so
And dumpster it.
what, we just want to trim it back so we know kind of where we are with the property line and that stuff. So
Yeah.
trim the brush back and then be able to get to the cars and get that junk out of there. So,
Thank you.
yeah, but there will be, John, and I'll make a note. So,
Thank you, John. No, we forgot all about that.
Is it? Anything else?
I'm good. No, I said I'm good.
All right. Selectman Dawson.
Okay, so continuing that conversation, because I also had it on my list. We're waiting for him for really just assessment on a couple of properties.
correct.
Could we not, perhaps at the next meeting, sit down with what we do have and decide actually which properties we would like to sell? And
Yeah,
start
he's got 'em
moving
ready.
forward on this.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been suggested that the property that was donated to us by Jerry Shaley, the beach property, that perhaps we shouldn't sell.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
So we should have that type of conversation, which ones we want to do, which ones we won't. And maybe by then we'll have the assessment, but I think we should move forward and come up with a plan because,
Yeah.
like you said, it's been since
Okay.
April.
Okay.
Okay. And my next topic, I'm glad the Public Works Director is still here. The drainage problem on Ridge Road. Where are we with that? Because there's absolutely no ditches there. Some driveways have culverts, which I found entertaining, and some do not.
So I did take a look at that property. It was
Well, there's two
They
properties that
probably
had the
can't hear
drainage
you,
issue
Kevin.
specifically too, but
specifically two properties. The
that
drainage
had
issue.
erosion from one of the
Erosion.
storms.
Yep. So prior to, well, during my first go here, that was one of the last drainage issues I had taken a look at. And back then I had come up with installing a Cape Cod berm to keep the water in the road until it could be evacuated from the road safely and get into the ditch line and go into the culverts. Because if it comes around that, if I remember correctly, that turn in the road is pitched and all the water from the road goes to that side of the road and erodes that guy's property, that person's property. Without extensive work making either an earth dam or drainage ditch, which I didn't want to take away from the guy's property usefulness, best way is to just to build a Cape Cod berm out of asphalt, keep it on the road until it hits a straightaway, and then there's already a couple of culverts in the ditch line that it could go to and continue down and stop the erosion. That was a thought that I had come up with. Cape Cod berm won't interfere with our paving operations. I mean, our plowing operations.
But it's something we'll perpetually have to maintain.
Cape Cod berm? No, once it's there, once it's designed, you actually construct a keyway so that it stays in place. It doesn't get plowed up.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario, yes.
Um,
We did install on the side of Pine Street. There was a drainage issue on Pine Street where coming down off of, I believe it's Highland Ave, the water would come down and go across the road and wash out the guy's property. We installed a Cape Cod berm there to alleviate that issue, and it's still in place. So they are effective.
So I bring it up mainly because we had a request and we haven't answered it.
That's correct.
So we should come up with an answer.
Mhm.
And it sounds like, no, thank you. We have a plan to address that.
That's Ridge Road?
That's Ridge Road.
You saw their
Yep.
plan?
Yes.
So we should come up with an answer. My other
Yep.
question, you're all set. Thank you, Kevin. Where are we with the FEMA map review?
I've got
Because there is
a,
a deadline, right?
I thought I sent it back. I can't find it. Did you have a copy of it? The FEMA deadline review?
No, that came by way of an email and I
Through
thought
me.
it came from the town administrator. It might not have been.
I got an email, and then
I can't find it.
I originally sent it to Tim because I thought it was a spam. And then he said, no, it's a legitimate. And then I forwarded it to
Oh, so that's where it came originated?
everyone.
It
Yeah.
came to you, okay.
Yeah.
Because I
And then
mean,
John asked about the mapping. And then I think it had been you that responded.
I asked,
Someone,
I asked to have it
yeah,
be sent to the Conservation
Right,
Commission.
and I
Yes.
can't
to
find it.
To compare our old
Yeah,
map,
map to
flood
this map.
map, to what they're proposing.
Right.
I mean, FEMA should have sent us the draft of what they're proposing.
Yeah, and I can't find it. I looked after our last meeting. I looked.
Will you contact them?
Yep.
And let them know that we don't have a copy of it and have them send it, because it should be,
I think it said you can, let me see if I can pull up the email.
I
Because
mean, we should review it. And I think conservation is the best
Yes,
group to do that.
I
They're
agree.
so familiar with our wetlands.
it did say.
But I
in
think
there.
I think we had.
You
like
send it to me, Eric?
90 days?
I sent it right here. I got it right here. So on June 24th, Melissa Smith, she wrote, the Federal Emergency Management Agency published the preliminary copies of the flood insurance rate maps. That's the one you're talking
Rate
about, right?
map, right.
Yep.
Right.
And associated products of town of Tilton, Belknap County, New Hampshire on January 26, as described in the preliminary letter sent to your community on that date and in the CCO meeting held virtually on March 5th. The next step in the risk map project is the statutory 90-day appeal period. The appeal period will be commencing on Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. So that passed.
Right.
That was last
So
week.
we have a little less than 90 days.
Yeah. So please see the attached letter and attachments, which have been sent to you, which we did. And they also sent it certified mail, it says, to the town. And then
Can't find it.
I would call them.
Yeah. Can you send me that
I'm going to
email?
forward you this email.
Yeah.
Did you send it to everybody again?
I will. Yeah. I'll send it to everybody.
Yeah.
So this is it's a certified mail. Yep. Gives a case number, and then it gives like an explanation, but there's no map. And I think in that letter, it also states where you can, let's see. Gregory Stewart is the USGS project manager for the flood risk project being incorporated in these map updates, and he can be reached at, and I will give you, so I'll send this to all of you again. So you all have it. You have it? Yeah.
When you first sent it.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. If you send it to me, I'll follow it up.
Yep. And then I'll send it again to the board.
Amy was pulling her hair out trying to find it.
Board of Selectmen.
Because anybody that comes in with it, she would sign for it because the mail guy comes in.
Yeah, so it said it was sent certified mail.
Yeah.
As well. You all have it in your email again.
Thank you.
Yep.
My last thing is just a courtesy. I think we should send Jeannie Forrester the information on when we're going to lift that bridge,
Yep.
since she worked so hard on it.
Yep. And Jeannie worked with the state historian
Mhm.
who we're going to invite also.
Okay.
He wanted to be, Tim knows his name, but we're going to reach out to Jeannie as well. So,
All right, good. Thank you.
yep.
That
And
it?
before we leave tonight, we should decide on Ridge Road,
On Ridge,
whether we pay for part of that engineering
Yep.
the resident did, or
That doesn't
have
need
Kevin go
non-public, right?
forward and do his solution,
that doesn't need to be non-public, right?
as long as you don't name
All right.
names.
So I think everything I was going to talk about and stuff has been covered. I think that one of the bigger ones was between the Academy Street and the Tilton Town property, and DPW director is going to look into it. So the time being 7:18. So I'm going to open up to public comment. If there's somebody here. So I don't know if there's anybody online. And if there is, I don't see anybody coming off mute. All right. Not seeing anybody coming off mute. So that's all we have. So do you want to talk about that now?
I think we should. I
That's
think
it on the agenda. So
we owe a response to the people that
yep. Oh, I agree.
contacted us, and we have Kevin here, so.
Yeah, I agree. I'm. You went up and looked at it. You want to come up to like?
Mr. Chairman, I did ask the homeowner to get costs and receipts together. So in the event the board agreed to anything, that we would have a number to go by. He has not done that yet, but I just talked to him last week.
Yeah, I would agree in that we should discuss it because, I mean, if it was definitely caused by the town road, I mean, what are your thoughts?
The watershed off of the town road. That is correct. And this has actually been ongoing since 2023 when I was first made aware of the situation, and I went up there and taken a look at it then. And that's when I had devised a plan of installing a Cape Cod berm. It was the least impactful solution to the situation, and it kept the road water from entering the guy's property, the person's property.
Yep.
And I still think that it is the best solution for that situation, because then he doesn't lose real estate that he can use.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
You end up having to do either an earth swale that has to be maintained with a lawnmower or a weed whacker, and it's not nice to look at, but or digging up his property and putting in under drain or culvert pipes, and that you lose usable real estate that way. We just install a Cape Cod berm. We keep the water in our road until we put it into an already established ditch line that's engineered for water erosion, and we deal with the water issue.
Okay.
And you're proposing that for both ends of the road, both properties that were affected?
Yes.
Because I believe one of them didn't contact us, right?
That's correct. Did not.
Okay.
I'm okay with the Public Works Director's plan to go forward with it and let that person know, thank you, but we have a solution.
Okay.
We'll
So-
follow through and blah, blah, blah.
I know that part of his request was to pay for half of the costs.
Right.
We want to discuss that.
I think they probably should have called us before they put it in.
My only question would be, has this person, well, like the DPW director said, in 2023, he went up there, looked at it,
Right. We knew
noticed
about
that this was an issue. And now I guess I can understand probably maybe the frustration of a homeowner. I mean, especially if it was getting washed out.
Yeah.
Um,
He had no choices, what he told me. He said it kept coming. It was headed for his house. It took out, and I'm sure Kevin saw the sections that I saw. It took out large chunks of his yard and pushed them down into the woods. And it was excessive. This rain this year has been excessive. And I think my opinion is the man acted to preserve the remainder of his property. And any one of us would have done the same thing.
But it never came to the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah, it should have come to us.
Well, he did tell me that he has spoke to DPW in the past and it never got taken care of. But I know Kevin explained to me that he had a plan to do it. So,
But the Board of Selectmen is the one that says yes.
right, but it
I get
didn't
it.
come here.
We set a precedent by
It didn't come here.
don't people fix it yourself and send us a bill.
Right. No, but it didn't come here, John, it probably should have been brought to the board's attention.
Then how did it get here? How did the letter with the bill, with the amount come here?
Has,
Did it go to you and then to us?
the man came to see me. He came in to
That
pay.
he came to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. And
So my thought is, if he went to DPW, why didn't he come to you next and say, hey, I got this issue. You're someone in DPW doesn't fix the issue. There's always somebody higher.
yeah, this
Mhm.
was, remember, somewhat before my time.
But there's somebody before you in that
right.
seat.
Right. And I think the impression I got when the guy called me was that, and at that time, I sent the DPW director up to look at it, but the damage had already been done and he had previously reported it and it didn't get addressed.
I'm all for fixing things, but
Well, again, my thought when I went up and looked at it, I saw how much damage it did. I would think any one of us would have done the same thing. If you've already reached out and you know, nothing's getting done about it, and it's now headed for your home. This was just his land, but it was headed for his garage. It was taking larger chunks of out. And where he's situated is a perfect spot because it's on a downhill side. There's a somewhat Cape Cod
know where it
berm
is. I've
just
been up there.
above where the house above.
Mhm.
So that man didn't get it. It all came into this guy's yard and then the yard below it. So
How much is he looking?
I don't know. I asked him to get the numbers together and I
I thought
told
he
him,
said it was like $5,000 total or something like that, and 2,500 a piece. Or
yeah, I
2,500
thought he
was what
said
he was
it
asking.
was 10 grand and
Oh, is it?
$5,000 was the split cost. But I told him, I said, listen, I can't go by guessing numbers. I've got to have, he's a contractor. He's a building contractor. And I said, you've got to have some records. Please get me the records and I'll approach the board and we'll revisit this. I would suggest that we move forward with Kevin's plan in the interim, that we hold off until I can get you those hard numbers and we can talk about it.
It won't change my mind, but I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, mine either. I just,
Yeah.
if, people start taking repairs into their own hands and say, hey,
Sure.
here's a bill for, and I could probably name a few other instances where people did that we did not reimburse them for it.
Yeah.
And it was the same type of thing that they were concerned about their house, but they could have just come to us, Morrison Ave, and then you went up there immediately and put that temporary berm to
Yes.
protect it as soon as, it happened.
There's always something that can be
And
done.
that fellow also, he dug a ditch and stuff like that and put in,
Right.
to lead to that other drain in his yard, but he didn't charge us for that.
Yeah. So I think the consensus is that we want Kevin, the DPW to go up and take
Yes,
care of that.
please.
So can
Okay.
that, because I know supposedly we're supposed to get heavy rain again, like
Yeah.
So can you have it done by tomorrow morning?
Any hay bales?
So, but,
Something can be in place for the next storm to mitigate the damage, and then we can, and give me some time to coordinate with a paving company to come in there and install a Cape Cod berm. Yeah.
I think that would be.
Even
Whatever
if
you
it's-
can do.
Even if it's sandbags.
Yeah.
Just something,
Right.
and that'll show the resident that we are aware, we are on it, and we are,
Yeah, because we are supposed to get heavy rain, I think, tomorrow,
and
right?
we are.
Yeah.
And the
Saturday.
repairs that have been done, he is still getting the water off of the road.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's still a potential for washouts to happen.
With that drainage curb, you need to be cleaned,
Yes.
maintained.
Yes. So if we can, on our end, minimize the amount of water that actually goes on his property, then it'll make it easier and better for him as a resident, as a homeowner, to maintain the work that he just put in.
You're going to put a temporary on the other property too, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Nice.
Anybody else have anything? Anybody want to make a motion? All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Somebody want to swear me in?